Greetings to everyone. I, Sarthak Chaudhary, a PhD scholar from Department of Biosciences, Saurashtra University, Gujarat, India. Today's 28th IB conference, I am going to present my work on slope-based ecology entitled Slope-based Land Study, with reference to the morphology and then selection, the dry deciduous forest of Gujarat State, India, which was carried out under the supervision of Siddharaya, Suraj Chaudhary, and Thomas Shah. As we know, denning is crucial for carnivore life histories in many mammalian species. Denning behavior varies among mammals. For bears, den serves multiple purposes, such as to give and nurture their cubs for resting. Some temperate bear species also use their dens to avoid harsh conditions, because some bear species also going under the hibernation. If we talk about denning ecological studies, then it is mostly focused on polar bears, American black bears, brown bears, and Asiatic black bears. As compared to hibernating bears, little attention is given to non-hibernating bears. Due to lowland bear species and resides in warmer temperatures, sloth bears do not hibernate, but they use bears for other purposes, such as resting, to give and nurture their cubs. Denning is not just influenced by terrain and various environmental factors. So, if we talk about denning studies across the slope-based distribution range, one dedicated study has been carried out in Chhattisgarh by Akhtar et al. 2007, and they give terms day den, which resembles slope-based dens. After Akhtar, Bhaskar et al. 2015 carried out their work in Karnataka, and they categorize their den characteristic in substrate, like the duck den is mud or cavity under the tree roots, and also natural occurring cave. After that, in Karnataka, Swaminathan et al. Conducted these den studies, and they have categorized dens in two types. First one is resting den, and second one is maternal dens, and they also provide the identification characters of the dens. After that, our study has been carried out in the Gujarat state, and we have divided our studies. We have divided dens into two types, resting dens and maternal dens. So resting dens are quite simple in structure, having generally 1, 2, or 3, which means very less openings. Slope-based resting dens are used by non-pregnant and male sloth bears, but it can also be shared by other animals if there is them. Maternal dens have very complex structures as compared to resting dens and have a multiple openings. These multiple openings is their threat reduction strategy. For this topic, I will continue this work in the entire slope-based landscape, and as a part of this work, currently I have carried out my work in the eastern central part of the Gujarat. This is the map of my study area, which falls in non-protected forest of the central Gujarat, having 324 kilometers square, and the elevation is generally ranging between 300 to 650 meters, but rarely going to 700 meters. In the forest type is the mixed dry deciduous forest, and major fauna of these regions are sloth bears, Indian maples, and Indian giant flying squirrel. And temperature varies between 30 to 42 degrees Celsius. Here are some things of my study area. So, to carry out this study, but I have interviewed the local frontline forest staff for the possible denning location. Once we have a possible denning location, then we headed down the field. And during that, we got some dens opportunity to. We have conducted some surveys around the possible den sites in 10-meter radius. If we got slope-based signs such as gaps, bug mark, claw marks, and then we considered it as slope-based dens. And further, for the authentication, we have deployed camera trap for at least 10 days. After confirming the den, we have recorded the GPS coordinates and other den characteristics for further analysis. We also searched for the nearest human settlements, roads, forest type, forest boundaries, and water sources for the proximity analysis. After the data collection, we performed statistical analysis, and GIS modeling. By using these methods, we have obtained 62 dens, out of which 21 were maternal dens and 41 were nesting dens. By using den characteristics, we also plot down the den openings, and obviously maternal dens have multiple openings, while nesting dens have more single openings than the multiple openings. After the analysis of den characteristics, only elevation and slope significantly different between the nesting and maternal dens, while aspect, hillshade, and terrain patterns did not significantly different between these two types of dens. Then we performed analysis for the proximity analysis, in which we have considered the distance from slope, their dens, and natural variables. In that, proportion of non-forest, proportion of open forest, and dense forest have been and distance from nearest human settlements and water sources. Among all these variables, only proportion of dense forest was significantly different between resting and maternal dens. Based on all of the geographic variables, we have modeled this map by using the mixed effect model, which was based on the hillshade, aspect, elevation, slope, terrain ruggedness, and proportion of open, dense, and non-forest, and distance from nearest human settlements and water sources. In this map, dark blue color predicts a higher death probability. And here are some glimpses of my camera traps. We have deployed the camera traps at the opening of this den for at least 10 days, but we could not retrieve due to aggressive female. And fortunately, we retrieved this camera trap after 13 days, and we got total 14 GB data. And here you can see that how mother bears teach their cubs to move outside the den or inside. And this is the common sign to identify the maternal dens. Even unintentionally, they are creating pile of unstructured stairs at the opening of den. At the same time, leopard visits frequently for the young sloth bears, because in this study area only leopard is the natural threat to these sloth bears. And we are fortunate that because this video records only 15 minutes before we retrieve our camera videos. For the species survival and habitat in the study area, we have threats like construction of roads and minings, over-harvesting of forest products, overgrazing, anthropogenic activities, and habitat fragmentation. By using our findings, we found that den sites appears to be associated with topography, and we recommend that restrict human access and minimize other anthropogenic activities in these areas during their denning period. We also recommend that plantation of non-timber forest product generation trees should be carried out in areas having lower probability of dense extinction. And we also recommend that the area should the potential denning habitats should be conserved. As a part of my PhD work, these studies are carried out in central part of Gujarat. Sir, I will extend this study in the north Gujarat, which falls in Aravalli mountain range, which is totally different habitat and mountain range. I will further investigate behavioral differences between maternal and West Indians. So first of all, I would like to acknowledge my co-supervisor, Mrs. Daraya and Suresh Chaudhary. I would also like to thank Ashish and Vishal for their assistance in fieldwork and analysis. And I'm very grateful to my Sloth and Conservation Project team because their constant support throughout the study. I would also like to thank my institute, Saurashtra University and Center for Wildlife and Conservation Studies. I am also thankful to WC Research Foundation and WC Research Lab for technical and financial support throughout the work. I am also thankful to IPF for granting me travel support. And I am very thankful to the Forest Department for granting me necessary permission to carry out this work and provide for frontline field work during the frontline forest staff during the field work. And I would also like to thank all the committee members. I would also like to thank committee members. I would also like to thank the committee members for granting me my presentation to you pre-recorded video, because I am also excited to meet all of you, but unfortunately we could not get results. So we'll meet in next IBA conference fully. And if you have any suggestions or any kindly give your feedback on this issue. Thank you.